And we are good to go. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome to this is our third call of the level 1 vision and goals. So thanks for being here. I'm excited for this call. We're going to pretty much talk about our interviews, kind of what we dove into with them, what we figured out. And for lots of us, this might have been our favorite exercise, and for some of us, it might be an uncomfortable exercise, kind of talking to people and getting kind of this insight and about who you are and what they appreciate you. And for some of us, it's just weird to get that feedback and constructive and all that stuff. So yeah, and then we'll get into talking about our visions and what's that going to look like and our goals. And so this is going to be a fun call. It'll be good. It'll just be the four of us. So I know, Eric, you're running a shift, so we'll make sure you get out of here in time. And it looks like the two girls, you have your day off, so hopefully you'll get to enjoy that. So yeah, the iGoal interview. Hopefully you spoke with people kind of who love you and know your depth of being. Kind of the best part about doing this exercise is that you'll find valuable growth in seeking out and understanding how people really perceive you and how you kind of occur for others. So you need to recognize that people say things to you or about you for a reason. And while it kind of can be easy, in fact, it's human nature to dismiss anything we don't really feel to be relevant or not seen to be complimentary, or that was complimentary and it might have made us feel uncomfortable. But we need to understand what they're saying and use this to create our desired futures. Kind of what's our strengths? What do we do well? What do we need to continue doing? How can we continue to show up a certain way? And hopefully you kind of gain some of this insight through these interviews. And seeking this feedback can also be extremely validating, and you need to be able to learn how to take the upgrade, because when feedback reinforces kind of what you know about who you are and how you show up, you can further deliver on these strengths because of this feedback. So when you see yourself, say, as organized or maybe analytical, and others confirm this, this gives you the ability to truly own it. You can use this in relationships. You can use this to empower. You can use this to teach. So it's very important that we're able to take these upgrades. And I know, like I said, it may have made us feel uncomfortable or put us on the spot or whatever it may be, but hopefully we've learned to take the upgrades, because with this we're about to write our visions, and we want to write these visions from a place of possibility and above the line, where we're being our best self. So, and kind of with this exercise, I just kind of want to reiterate, this is something that I believe that you should continue to try. Always seeing yourself as others see you throughout your life. Don't make this a one-off exercise. It's something that will benefit you and your relationships for all time, and it's essential to remain alert and willing to see yourself reflected in others around you. So, so that's kind of the importance of the interviews: understanding who we are, how we occur, and what strengths we bring. And now we'll be able to write a clear vision from a place above the line. And then, so for the video, kind of we talked about that vision. So I know for lots of us, this is probably one of the main kind of reasons we signed up for this call. We were told about this vision and goals program, so this is probably an exciting piece that we're actually going to get to write these visions now. So something I want to reiterate is kind of the reality is that if you don't develop your own vision, you'll allow other people and circumstances to kind of direct the course of your life. That's a big piece I really want you to understand. And I want you to know, when writing this, don't expect a clear vision and like a well-defined vision overnight. Envisioning your life and determining the course you will follow requires like lots of time and reflection, and your best visions will come from your dreams, hopes, and aspirations. So hopefully when we're done with this, your visions will really resonate with your values. It will generate energy and enthusiasm and really help you strengthen your commitment to explore the possibilities of this life, of this chosen future. So when we get into writing these visions, we want to be able to ask ourselves, like, what do we really want out of life? And I know this question sounds simple, but it's often the most difficult to answer. Allowing yourself to explore your deepest desires can be frightening. I know for lots of us, we have trouble planning next week, next month, or even next year, let alone 10 years. So, but again, I just want to emphasize, it's important to remind yourself that a life of fulfillment does not usually happen by chance, but by design. So when we get into this, you want to make sure with our visions we're considering every aspect of our life, personal and professional, tangible, intangible. Make sure you're contemplating all important areas: family, friends, career, success, health, the quality of life, your personal growth, and don't forget about fun and enjoyment. So some insight that I've kind of learned that I've taken from this that might help guide you through writing these visions. Remember to ask why you want certain things. Make sure it's for the right reason and it's coming from an above-the-line place. You want to make sure you think about what you want, not focusing on what you don't want. So that's using the power of knowing what you want exercise. Make sure you give yourself permission to dream. Go outside the box. Be creative. Consider ideas that you never thought possible. And focus on wishes, not what others expect of you. Don't worry about what you think's right or what your parents want of you or what your boyfriend wants of you. Make sure you create your vision and picture your life how you want it and what you want for yourself. So, some questions that you're probably going to want to start to explore when you're like thinking about your vision and starting to write it. What really matters to you in your life? Not what should matter, but what does matter. What would you like to have more of in your life? Fun, happiness, enjoyment, whatever it may be, laughter, love. Consider that. And one thing I do recommend, make sure you set aside money for a moment and think about what you want out of your career and how you want to fulfill it. Don't think about the money aspect, but think about the whole thing as a whole. What are your passions? What are your dreams? What would bring you more joy and happiness into your life? Make sure we're considering that. So a big piece of this for probably all of us, what do you want out of your relationships? What do you want those to be like and look like? What qualities do you want to develop? What are your values? What issues do you care about? What would you most like to accomplish? And then a big piece is what legacy would you like to leave behind? So that's really the introduction to our vision. So this vision is going to be something that, like I said, will take some reflection and time to write. And I want you to write it. I want you to rewrite it. I want you to start over. I want you to try again, edit it, erase it, and then rewrite it until it's absolutely perfect and it brings you like great joy and excitement to read it out loud. Because this is going to help dictate your future, and it's going to be a big piece of your next coming years and how decisions you make and the people you associate with. And so make sure you take time with this vision. And like I said, you don't need to feel like you need to rush or have it done overnight. Take lots of time to do this. And then once we've written this vision, you can work backwards and create goals which will help you achieve that chosen future. And Suzanne talked about goals being first person, present tense, and an affirmative with a by when. And the power of writing goals is that you will force you to clarify really what you want. It will enable you to kind of see and celebrate your progress. It'll motivate you to take action, and it'll provide a filter for other opportunities. Something I kind of want to share is there was actually this study conducted, I think it was 1979, by the Harvard MBA program, where graduate students were asked when they graduated, have you set clear goals? Have you written goals for the future and made plans to accomplish them? The results of that survey, only 3% had written goals, 13% had goals, but they weren't in writing, and 84% had no goals at all. So then they did a survey 10 years later of the same group that they interviewed before, and it was the 13% of the class who had goals but didn't write them down were earning twice the amount of the 84% that had no goals. And then the 3% who had written goals were earning on average 10 times as much as the other 97% of the class combined. So it just speaks to kind of the power. I know that's just financial and kind of your career, but it just speaks to the power of writing these goals, helping you hold yourself accountable with affirmatives and dates and actions and stuff. So that's what your journey, your process over the next couple of weeks is after we finish this call. Is going to be writing these visions, writing these goals. So I want you to really start thinking about that. And if you have any questions kind of about this process on this call, make sure you bring it up. But for this call right now, we're just going to open it up. I want you to share kind of what you learned from your interview process. We want you to share kind of specifics. An example of this is a very powerful example is on one of my previous calls, I had a lady a girl share about she said to the group that her husband's words moved her. And there's not really much power behind that. So I asked her to actually share what he said, and it was, he thinks I'm truly beautiful and that I give his life purpose. So there's just so much more meaning when we share specifics, and it goes so much farther. Because we commonly lose power when we kind of just generalize the comments and stuff. So I want to hear about the interview process, what you thought about it, kind of what stood out to you, what was a surprise, and all of the above. So it's your turn to open up now. Like in any calls, it's just whoever wants to go first. We're just going to share, have a group discussion. If anyone wants to jump in while someone's sharing and share some insight or talk, by all means, go for it. So. let's hear about your interviews.
Okay, can you hear me?
Nice, stepping up.
Okay, so I only had time to do 3.
Yeah,
I
how'd
did
it
2.
go?
Good. I did 2 with my best friends, and then I kind of just wanted, just because, I moved out here to kind of, and I feel like I'm a complete different person. So I also interviewed my GM since I've had like the closest relationship with him out of anyone else, and
Yeah.
it's been in process with him for about 6 months before I even got here. So it was interesting to hear what he had to say and what my friends had to say. And so yeah, so I'll start with what my friends had to say. Uh, One has been my best friend for 15 years. Like, we are usually inseparable. Like, when she moved to Banff, I followed her like a week later because she would tell me when she was leaving because she knew I'd just get in the car with her.
That's
And
awesome.
the other one's my best friend. Like, I'm the godmother of her kids, and we've known each other for about 10 years, I believe. Um, so what they kind of both said they most appreciate about me is like my heart, like my loyalty and my compassion and my reliability for always being there for whatever they need. But Danielle also said my honesty, like she's worded it like honesty bitch. She's like, you're just always straight up honest. That some people might perceive it as bitchy, but she appreciates that about me. Yeah. So they wish I'd appreciate more about myself is my knowing my self-worth when it comes to relationships with men. They said, even just with like regular relationships, like I'll do anything for anyone. And I tend to let people walk all over me.
Have you
So,
had shitty relationships in the past?
oh yeah, lots of shitty relationships, but even just like with friendships as well. Like I will drop everything for anyone, and they wish I'd appreciate like that. I need to kind of stop that sometimes, and kind of they wish I'd kind of look after myself more than other people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what should I continue that supports my best self? Making decisions for myself. So they both agreed that like me moving out here was the best thing for me. And just kind of, working on what I appreciate and just kind of moving out here. And also my friend said like fitness and nutrition kind of stuff. Just because that's kind of when I feel the best about myself, and
Yeah.
when I kind of let that slide behind, I kind of slip down again. So
Did hearing kind of that first part of that was kind of making the move and putting yourself first? Because I know you've kind of been struggling a bit with that on the other end with work and really trying to like, did
yeah,
that?
well, sorry for interrupting. The struggle is like leaving them behind though, right? So that's my struggle. But other than that, being here, like I love being here, and I do feel this is the best thing. But when you have those hard days, like you just kind of miss everyone back home, and that's what I'm struggling with. It's just like not being able to see them and their kids and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, where I go. Areas where I noticed loss of. Oh, Nick pretty much agreed with everything for the first 3, which was nice to kind of hear. Um, so areas of where I experienced loss of power. My family, Aniela notices that, and I've said that before, but she's known me the longest, and she's been there a lot of times with me and my family. Like she still hangs out with them when I'm not there, so she notices that they're a huge trigger for me. Like I will shut down talking to my mother. Yeah, like I'll hang up on her. Yeah, like,
Why is that? I'll hang up on. Why is that?
I'm like, okay, keep talking. Okay, bye. Like, she just like my mom just likes to push buttons, and I take it very. She's got that Ukrainian guilt trip down really well. I don't know if anybody's seen that like show with the Goldbergs. Like it's kind of like that. No, I don't know if you have. You should watch it. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Whereas with work, like Nick says, my shutdown mode. So like, and because when I take things too personally, I'll just shut down and I won't kind of work with them. Like I shut down for about 5 or 10 minutes and I won't do anything or say anything. Um, so that's where it is. Like it's always taking things too personally.
Right.
That's a really hard one for me to change because like, how do you not take things personally sometimes, right? Like I know when it comes to work, it's supposed to be constructive, and I want to hear the feedback no matter what. Like that's why I put myself out there to ask for it. But usually when it's something negative, I really take it personally. and I'm not 100% sure yet how to switch that around. So,
And have you known that the whole time?
no, I never thought I did.
Oh, really? Oh, so you
No,
got some good insight out of this.
I thought like if I got a little teary-eyed, I'd be like, okay, yeah, like it sucks to hear, but like that's what I always just thought. Like I thought like it sucks to hear, but it's something I'm gonna work on.
Yeah.
I never thought that I was taking it personally. Like I don't know.
Is
So that was
that the
interesting.
one? Was there so that's obviously that stood out. Was there anything else that caught you off guard in this?
Just that my friends noticed that like, like a loss of power. Like my friend Cosette said, like when I'm with a guy and they don't deserve me, like I just, I don't really notice that like they're treating me like shit sometimes, but they do.
Yeah. Have
So
they?
that was interesting. Other people can perceive my relationships better than I can. So
Right. And have they ever brought this up to you, and you just chose to ignore them, or they just kind of haven't
I
brought this
kind of
up?
no, we're all pretty good at each other. Like if you ask them for the opinion, they'll say it, but otherwise we'll just like be like, like like we'll just be like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm not agreeing with you. I'm not agreeing with you, but I'm not going to say it because you have to figure it out for yourself. We're all pretty good at that with each other, but yeah, no. Eventually, when me and that person break up, I will hear everything they've ever thought
Right.
all at once. But yeah, I mean,
So
I'm working on it. I'm
how's
finally with.
this?
Pardon?
How do you think you're going to show differently now? Is there any? Do you understand this is an opportunity? Was there any
Well,
weakness?
I'm finally with someone now who like treats. Sorry, you keep cutting out.
Yeah. So do you? Sorry. Go ahead.
I say no, like now I'm with someone who like literally like everything like before I left Winnipeg I kind of like wrote down like what I want out of a relationship. And so far it's everything I want. He's gone for about 2 months, so I have to so we only got to spend a month together, but he's in London and we've been talking every day and it still seems to be moving forward. So when he gets here that'll be kind of like I'll know. But
Oh, awesome.
we'll see how it goes. But
And with also hearing that now, hopefully you know kind of what to look out for if that relationship kind of goes sideways a little bit. Now that you've heard this.
yeah. Well, a big part for me too is like guys just appreciating that like I'm in an industry and I have to talk to other guys every day.
Right.
Like that's a huge thing, which I found. So it's their insecurity, just being like pushed onto me and making me feel shitty about what I do.
Right. 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 Right.
Sure, a lot of other females in this industry feel that too.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. So when I'm most inspired, Nick says like when I'm learning and growing and challenged. Cosette agreed with when I'm challenging myself. And Yella says I'm most inspired when I have a glass of wine in my hand. We've had some crazy ideas together with wine. What do they find challenging about me? So again, Nick says taking things personal. Um, and my friend Cosette says, when my sleep schedule's off, like because like I'll sleep too much. Like I missed her. I sleep a lot. I really like naps. Like I missed her wedding.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, it was like 7 years ago. I was painting my nails and I fell asleep to let them dry, and I fell asleep for like a good 5 hours, and I missed her whole wedding.
And were you in the party?
Maybe. It's a problem. Sometimes I fall asleep and I can't wake up. So she finds that challenging about me.
Fair enough.
Which also goes back to like my mood, right? Like I think it's always an underlying thing of maybe, you get down, you sleep a lot. So I haven't been sleeping as much since I've been here, but
So
you
that's a
know,
good.
it's a good thing. Yeah, it really is. My afternoon naps are only like 20 minutes now, but I still like them. um, the one thing they want for me in the next year is just life balance. Like, I've said before, I never had that in Winnipeg. Like, so they all just kind of want me to have a work-life balance, which I would like too. Like, I think I'm slowly finding it here, although I'm not finding really, I don't really know what to do on my days off still, except for like, checking my emails and stuff, which I'm not allowed to, Nick says. But yeah, like, yeah, and just success in my career is what they'd really like for me as well, and healthy relationships. And what they believe I can master in a lifetime. Basically, whatever I want, they said. But again, going back to the work-life balance and leading a successful team and building great relationships is actually wasn't from Nick. It was from my friends. So
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, and then my friend Daniela again. I don't know if she's taking this seriously, but she said being a housewife, and
Is she the one you've been fine with? Is that why the?
what? She's also the wine answer. Yeah. No, she knows I like to work a lot, but that's just her. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
It was nice to hear. I mean, it did kind of make me a little teary-eyed when they all, kind of said how much I don't appreciate myself as a person and in my relationships. Like, and I do notice that, but it's so hard when like you care so much and want to give so much, and even though you're not getting it back, you always kind of think in the background like maybe if you give enough, someone, you know,
Yeah,
just keep taking. And that is something I struggle with is kind of separating those relationships.
yeah,
Um, and doing whatever people want and dropping everything for them. Like I have to make sure that I'm getting done what I need to do for myself first, I feel. And what I've kind of set for that day as well is I find I fall behind a lot by doing things other people need from me. And it's not to say that if there was an emergency I wouldn't, jump on it, but I just think that is part of the like life balance, right? Is
yeah.
yourself versus other people, right?
So do you think you're gonna have any troubles putting yourself first?
Yeah, yeah, I always will.
You think so?
I,
Yeah.
I I mean, I'm getting way better at it. I mean, like, moving here was a huge one for me to do and leave everyone at home with my brother and my dad and stuff. So I'm slowly starting to get there, but I'm still kind of struggling. Like, if I want to go to the gym after work and someone says, "Hey, let's go for dinner," like I'm always like, "Sure, let's go." Like, so I'm still trying to find that balance in that sense. But then, like if I don't go to the gym, then I feel kind of shitty. It's, but I'm new here, so I still want to go out with people. So I'm still struggling with that.
Yeah. That's good though. And it's probably good hearing it. You probably knew it deep down, but it's just nice to hear things like that kind of reinforce and reaffirm, I guess, opportunities in your life for who you
Yeah.
are. So,
Yeah.
uh, out of the positive things that you heard that made you feel great, how do you think what's going to show up more in your life? Is there anything that you're going to kind of amplify now that you've heard that this is great about you, this is how you can really affect people? Is there anything that you're going to use this now more?
Um, I feel like I use it every day already. Like, I mean, I'm very compassionate and I'm very loyal to my friends, and maybe just the energetic part, just keeping that going all the time for my staff and stuff. Because sometimes we can just get a little low on energy, but
Mhm.
keeping that up for the staff, I think, is one that I'm gonna try and focus on a little bit more. Although Nick says I have to be serious too, so I'm trying to find that balance between serious and energetic. So, um, yeah, but
Good.
yeah,
Are you gonna complete the last two of your interviews?
I am. Yeah, I'm gonna ask my mom if I can ever get that lady on the phone long enough.
Good.
See what she has to say, and then my brother probably. Although I haven't seen him in 5 years, I mean, except for visiting him, I feel like I still want to kind of know how he perceives me.
Very cool.
So yeah, because it'll be interesting to hear the relationship that I've had with someone my whole life and only like see once a month,
Yeah.
or once a week or whatever, however long, many times I see him.
And you don't think you'll do your boyfriend?
No, 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 not yet.
Okay.
Because I feel like we're going to be doing, like, we've done like a month of our relationship long distance already. Like, I could, but I just don't feel that he knows me well enough yet.
Yeah.
Because we have the long distancing, which is a great way to get to know someone right now. Kind of when it's still fresh in your relationship, but at the same time, like you're a total different person when you're with that person, I
Mm-hmm.
feel. And I think that's where maybe I'll do one later with him when he's finally been here for a while.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And then, are you excited to write your vision and goals?
I am. I
Yeah.
am.
Any
Everything's a
kind
lot more.
of thoughts?
No, I mean, I've had so many things. I just need to kind of write down and prioritize, I think, still. I'm still working on my priorities while I'm here. Um, but I have lots of ideas floating around, and it's going to be exciting to put them down on paper and just kind of get that out into exactly what I want now that I finally, because when I last wrote my visions and goals, it was to move to Calgary. Like that was my 5 year plan, and I did it like in a year. So I think that's really exciting. And so like now to actually make any of the other goals I had and just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
out is going to be amazing. So
Awesome. I'm excited for it too. Listening and hearing everyone's kind of when they share their visions next call is probably my favorite part of these calls.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if I said it on this call, just and when you guys share it, you can like feel the joy and excitement in your voice. And like I've had people like actually break down in like tears of joy, just picturing their life like 10 years down the road. I'm excited for everyone. It's awesome. It truly is. So it's gonna be great.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks for leading us off. That was great.
Nice.
All right, you guys hear me?
You can. What's up,
All
Eric?
right. Not much. How is everybody? Still okay?
Yeah.
All right. So just kind of piggybacking off what you were saying, Maria, it was really weird to hear what people had to say about you. Like you never really think about good thing, or I don't anyways, like good things that you do, and traits that you have. You always think about what you could have done better, or things like that. And some of these interviews, I was thinking, I was like, oh shit, okay, well I guess so. And you kind of track it back and try and work through where they would have seen that or how people perceive that. So it's really cool to it was really cool to get those interviews back, I thought. So still precursor, I guess. Basically, the for me, I didn't really. A lot of them were pretty together. Like there weren't many people who had different ideas of me and had different thoughts for goals that I had and where they saw me. I did a couple friends, both my parents and my girlfriend, and it was all I'm pretty goal oriented guy, so I have a few coming up in the next couple months, couple of years, so they saw all that. But a lot of the people were really excited, and I got a lot of friendship ones, kind of loyalty. People see me as a loyal person, and I feel like I am, but you never really know if you are or not. And that feedback was really nice because I feel that now that you know where somebody stands with you, you can continue to do that, and you can mold and you can make that grow instead of just wondering if you're at one spot and never getting past it. So being able to move on with those relationships and take it a step further, I think is one thing that I really took from these interviews.
Awesome. Who was your best interview?
Best interview? Probably my buddy Cam.
Yeah, what made it great?
We've known each other since I think we were like 5 or 6, and we're both working here now actually. And we played soccer together, and then he went off to university out in Kamloops, and I stayed around, and we lost touch for a bit, and we never really talked about how we lost touch, but he touched on it in the interview. He said the friendship's always there no matter what, even if we lose touch for a couple months. Maybe we won't see each other for 6 months, we won't talk for a couple weeks on end, and you still know no matter what, when you pick up the phone, if you want to give me a ring, like I'll be there to talk. And that was huge because you don't think about that stuff. You just think Cam's calling me, I'll pick up the phone. What does he want, right? So, so that was probably the best one. Kind of an eye opener that other people see you as someone that they can come to instead of hoping that you're someone that you can come to. So that was probably the best one that I got from the interview for sure.
What is one thing your friends and family wish for you in the next 3 years?
The next 3 years, like I said, I was a pretty goal-oriented guy, so I'm going to be finishing up my degree, and then I'm wanting to get into athletic therapy with one of the teams, or a university team like the UBC, the physio team, or the Whitecaps. Maybe join their team. They have 5 or 6 physios, but you have to start out slow. You kind of have to go through a bunch of youth systems and work with those players, and that's what they hope for me. And then Cam, again, I've been working here more and more now that the season's dying down, and a lot of people have said we've done a lot of one-on-ones, and they've had some good reviews on me apparently. And he wrote he hopes to one day see me running a store here. So I hadn't really thought about that much. So that was a bit of an eye opener too. And that'll put a fork in my goals for sure. So for next call, I'll have to line some ducks in a row and try and work the kink out. So, but it was good because I know that people see me doing that, and they're saying, what should I continue to do that supports my best self, and that's just put your nose down and go to work, and that's kind of what I like to do. So, and that'll get me to where I want to go, hopefully. So they kind of tied in together.
Where does everyone notice that you lose your power?
Notice that I lose my power. Is being over. Is letting others affect my decision. So instead of trying to do what's right for me, I'll think too much about. Okay, well, I guess empathy is kind of the word, and I tend to do that too much. I don't really focus on what I want to do. Kind of like you were saying, Maria, where you just everybody wants to do something else, so I'll go do something else. You're not, or if somebody needs something done and you want to get something done, you go and do theirs first, and you kind of let yours go by the wayside, and sometimes that can get in the way of figuring out and helping you to reach that goal. Mm-hmm. So that was a bit of an eye opener too, because I always thought I was just an unselfish guy, but for people to say that it gets in the way, that was a big thing for me.
So how are you going to show up differently now because of that feedback? And
definitely, I'm going to take in the authentic listening, and I'll listen to what people have to say. But I'm going to try and think about, can you make it work? Like, can I help them in some way to help them do it themselves, or can I worry about myself and come back and help them, or can I just ignore it altogether? But I don't think I can do that. That was the one thing I was thinking, that area. Can I just let it go completely and do what I want to do? But I don't think I can do that. And so I think for me it would be, I'm going to listen to what they have to say, and try and not just cave right away. Like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll think about, well, I got to do this. Can I maybe get back to you in a couple days or a couple hours, something like that? And just try not to come across as being a dick about it and purposely doing it. Just try and pick your battles, kind of. So not do it all at once right away. Try a couple, get my bearings about it and stuff like that. So
that's good. You've thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you think this whole kind of interview process and getting other insights of how you kind of your people who know you well perceive you, how do you think it's going to support you with your vision and goals?
Oh, it's huge. Because you get really pencil nosed in on one thing when you're, like, for me, because I have a bunch going on with school and soccer and stuff. So I'm just all in my own head. I'm driving to class. I'll drive home. I'll get something to eat. I'll come to work, and I won't really talk to anybody about anything serious, really. And hearing all that really is going to help me know that there's support behind me no matter what I choose, because there are a couple different options. And I think that's huge, because, I mean, failing obviously happens. I'm fine with that. But at the same time, if you fail and you don't know if anybody gives a shit, that's a little bit different. So I think I'll take that from the interviews, that people are with me, and even if I don't need to talk about it, they're still there with me, and they will talk about it. And that's huge, because I like I said, I never really did that before. This past probably year and a half, I've just kind of been off in my own little world running around. So
awesome, man.
Yeah.
You excited to write your vision?
Oh yeah, I'm stoked. I'd probably do it tonight. Skip out on studying for my exam, and I'll do that instead, I think.
Good. I'm excited to hear it, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, of course. Okay, how do we do this?
Thank you. Hi.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, it's funny because it seems like we all kind of have the same traits in a really good way, and I hear you guys speak about it, and it's like, shit, that's what I have written down. I can't talk about it now, so it's kind of funny. But people I interviewed are actually from not different parts of my life, but I have my boyfriend, I have a friend at work who sees me completely different in a work environment. I have my father, I have my best friend, and I have one of my four sisters. So kind of a little bit of everything. It's funny because in the back of my mind, I knew those things. We just don't think they're important or they matter. But it's when you see 5 of them agreeing on the same thing, you're like, shit, it is noticeable on the outside, and maybe that's something I should look into. So definitely kind of, I was, think, mostly terrified of what my dad said. Every time I was asking a question, like, oh, better be good, better be good. And I was like, please don't say anything bad. So it was very interesting. But yeah, here we go. So what do people appreciate more about me? I had people say how genuine I am, my positive attitude. My dad said, I mean, he spoke Russian, so I tried to Google that word, but I couldn't. But basically, it was how I help out people without having the need for them to repay me back. So I don't know if there's a word for it, but you don't look for a return favor in a way, I guess.
Yeah, selflessness.
Okay. My sincerity, and my little sister said kindness, thoughtfulness of others, putting others ahead of me. And she said my brain, and I asked her to define that. And she said that ever since we were little, and I have a twin, who, no matter what in school, it took her hours to study a poem, days to study a poem, and for me it was like 20 minutes and I'm done, I'm ready to go. And she said that I was always quick and efficient and fast when it came to thinking and logic, and it came so easy to me that I got lazy. Like when it came to, like I came to Canada and I was honors math and honors that, and then I let it all go because of how easy it was given to me and where my twin fought for that same achievement. And she says she loves that about me, but she wants to have me get it back, I guess, because I've kind of let it go.
Challenge yourself. Yeah. Sorry? To challenge yourself.
Yeah. It's just like it came so easy to you that you stopped doing it.
Yeah.
What do people wish I appreciated more about myself? They said how special I am and how I'm better than what I give myself credit for. My self-confidence, self-love, and self-worth. And my girlfriend said what my dad said in the previous one, that how I help people without wanting the self in this. She's like, I want you to appreciate that more about yourself. She's like, because you give so much, you often forget what you give. And my little sister said my beauty. And again, my brain said I don't believe in myself. So that's
how was you hearing all that?
The self-confidence, self-worth, it's been a struggle all my life, so I know that was there. The whole how I help others doesn't seem like a big deal because I do it out of wanting to, not because it's a must. So to me, it's kind of like, so what, I'm okay with that kind of a thing. But then she says that it becomes I'm a pushover, or I don't go as far because I give more to others, so I don't put myself ahead first. So it's interesting. I mean, you don't think of it as a negative, I guess.
Yeah.
Or how much more you can get done if you do, I guess, balance. So as Maria said, so yeah. What should I continue that supports my best self? I've been told to diversify, to pursue things, so let the passion take over and not let life get in the way as soon as there's a 60-hour work schedule or a second job or something happening in the family, just not let those things get in the way. Self-education. So my dad said that he wants me to self-teach myself, so continue on reading, exploring, and sorry. I applied for the job at the Earl's head office, and I think that's my callback, but that's okay.
Do you want to quickly answer it?
No, I missed it. It's okay. It's Cambogue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then they said that they want me to continue to be positive in realizing my potential. Do I notice areas in my life where I experience a loss of power? And yes, it's funny because all of them said self-insecurities and self-doubt. And when I start giving myself excuses when I'm in a group of friends and a group of people, and somebody doubts or somebody questions what I chose to do, I right away give into it and start wondering if it's true. So that was kind of interesting because it is 100% true.
How do you, hearing that, do you think it's going to change anything?
I want to change that, yes. I don't want I always say I try not to think or care for what others say or think, to not stop me from pursuing what I want, but it is hard. So I agree with it, and I wanna fight it. I wanna. This is my decision. This is what I chose to do for myself,
Good
or
for you.
my family, and I want to go with it. And I don't want to have other self-doubt. It's the fear primarily, right? That's what it is. And I don't want fear in my life. I want to be confident that I'm good enough for something. I can do it, and I don't need an approval of another person to achieve what I want to achieve. So definitely on my to-do list.
You sounded confident in saying that, which is awesome.
Yeah. When am I most inspired? My boyfriend said actually when I'm with him. So did my little sister. She said that I started to be different, and she brought back again the self-love. She's like, in the last half a year, you have started to change, and you have started to get inspired more and motivated, be more motivated. And my girlfriend said when I get complimented, sorry, or when I'm in love. And my dad said when I do what I love, aka cooking, and when my brain all flows and I get creative, I guess. What do they find challenging about me? I was kind of happy to hear my boyfriend's like, "Do you really want to hear this?" And I'm like, "Oh crap, this is not going to be good." And he's like, "You're not going to believe me, but it's nothing." I'm like, "What do you mean nothing?" He's like, "Nothing. There's not a thing that challenges, that makes me not or question why I'm with you or anything." So it's pretty amazing to hear, because usually there's a list of don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, do that, and it was amazing to hear that it's in a way flawless. And I know there's no such thing as perfection, but it was interesting. People at work said that I'm intimidating, and it comes out as bitchiness. But that's a good thing. The girlfriend who said it, she's like, I'm okay with it because I'm a strong woman and I take it as it is. Whereas others just get intimidated, be like, holy shit, she's being a bitch right now. Whereas I come out a little too strong. I guess at times I don't know how to phrase or how to filter a thing or two, or maybe phrase something differently so it doesn't come out as harsh. So my one friend said that I'm a pushover. So that instead of doing what I want to do, if 5 of us are deciding on where to go, simple thing is a restaurant, and I'll be like, I'll go where you guys go, because to me it's the company that matters. And they're like, you never have your input. She's like, you'll please others. She's like, you're a pushover, and that's a bad thing.
How'd that feel when she told that?
I guess a little negative in a way that it feels like she said it's in a way boring, because I don't stand up for what I want. And it's always like, well, I don't care for asking you next time because I know you're just going to go along with anything. So kind of, you're right, I should speak up. If I don't want something, I don't want something. So I shouldn't cater at all times.
Good.
And my little sister said, which is something I've been working on, is that I always want to control the situation. So whether it's a family function or a fight between the two sisters, I'm like, listen, stop. And then I'll just take over the whole thing. And she's like, you need to back off. You need to trust others and just let things go sometimes. And I like control. I hate not knowing what's happening next, or I definitely need to be in control. And that's my biggest struggle right now, is that just to let go and let it flow. And my boyfriend's telling me we're going somewhere tomorrow. I was like, where are we going? What are we doing? Tell me. And he's like, no, I'm not telling you. I was like, no, I'm not going then. And it's just like, it's a whole like. So yeah, control, I guess. I need to kind of let go a little. And what is the one thing they wish for me? It was kind of interesting because it's the same thing, except for my sister. Everybody said to have a family, but they said it in a way that not everybody has a family. So yes, you can have it showing to others that you have a partner, you have kids, and there you must be happy. To them, like my dad and my girlfriend, they actually said family in terms of unity, understanding each other, and what a few people only have, I guess, truly have. So that's what they said. But my little sister said that that will come no matter what. So the first thing she wants me to do is have career aspiration. She said to put myself first and to do what I want and not have others tell me, maybe you should think nutrition, maybe you should think sports nutrition, maybe you should think Earls, maybe. So she said think for myself and do what I want to do before anything else. And last question, what should I master in my lifetime? To be the best leader. But it's kind of funny because they again said it in a motherly and wifey kind of way. My dad said maybe I'm old school, but he's like, to me, if a woman does not know how to not control but how to comfort and care for the husband and the kids, there's going to be no positive outcome from a husband coming after work, and it's just there's not going to be the unity. So most of them actually said the unity, the how I have the skill to give somebody comfort and care. And that was interesting to hear. And my little sister said, oh, and then my girlfriend said cooking again. So they all think I should master cooking, apparently. So we'll see. And that was it.
What do you think of the whole process?
It was good. It was interesting. It's funny because I'd hear all these things over a long period of time, but definitely never in one sitting, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, and it was interesting that 5 different people from different parts of my life, where it's work or personal relationship or family, they all see the same in me, and they see the areas where they think I should grow or things that I should appreciate more about myself, and that was very interesting to see. That it's not as scattered, it's kind of pinpointed to the same.
So now that you've heard it from 5 people who know you very well, who are love you very much, what's going to change over the next couple of weeks and the next few months and next couple of years?
Finding the time to learn, I guess, prioritize what is more important. The self-love has started by, again, having a normal, healthy relationship, by me going to the gym, so I know eventually it'll come to the point where it's, I am how I am, and I know you take me as I am kind of a thing. When it comes to education, it's just free time, not put on, watch music videos or whatever it is, but instead pick up a book. And when it comes to nutrition, and I have people coming for me for advice and I don't know the answer, I'll just close the chapter on it. I'll be like, okay, moving on. But instead, as my dad said, self-educate. So I think in my spare time, what I like doing, and just go on with it, I guess. Not sure. It's I actually haven't thought about it what I would do first, but yeah, I'll speak up more. I won't be a pushover. I'll do good things, but I'll stop at it.
Promise?
Yeah. I'll show you.
Good. Excited to write your vision?
Terrified. Kind
Right.
of have a little bit of an anxiety, yeah, because I think I'm not thinking outside of the box. I'm old school way of just like simple things. I want this, I want this, I want this, but I'm not really thinking of outside of it, and I'm kind of, I guess I would feel silly for throwing something on there that is be like, it's not achievable, it won't happen. So I guess I'm almost terrified of the judgment that will come from me, like, okay, dream on. So I guess I am.
But that's the place where you're going to need to go, though. You're going to have to get out of your own head and get out. It doesn't matter what other people think, or don't worry if you're going to be judged. This is your future and your vision, and you get to write it how you want it, and what you want in life, and what you want to achieve. So, I'll send you that kind of the preamble I did. I'll type it up quickly, and I'll send you some of the ideas of like what to focus on, and hopefully that'll help you. But just remember, it's all about you. And for you, it's like, for all of you, it's like, I want you to write this vision, and I want you to rewrite it. I want you to write it, and I want you to rewrite it. It's, don't think you have to get it perfect your first draft, or that it's, this thing can constantly be evolving and changing and growing. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you're terrified for it, though, hey?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I guess I'm also lost and confused about what exactly I want out of life. Not out of life, but which direction I want to go in terms of passion. Because I have so many little things that I want to do, or it's kind of like, which route is the right route, I guess. So I don't know. Yeah.
Good. I'm excited for you, though, at the same time. I know it's going to be terrifying, and I know you probably never fix it, but I'm excited for you at the same time. So it's going to be great.
Yay. Excited.
Before we kind of wrap up, do any of you have any questions about kind of the writing the vision and goals? Like I said, this is your document. It's all you. Some people have like a 2-page vision. And like I said, we want you to be very specific. Like we want you to picture that moment in time. If it's 10 years down the road and you're enjoying that glass of champagne with your wife as your 3-year-old like boy runs up, like we want you to we want it to be imaginative, picture a place and a time, make it sensorial, make it all of the above. So, like I said, some people's are 2 pages, a page. It's all up to you. It's your vision and it's what you want out of life. So make sure you focus on you and you only, and don't think about what others want or what others expect of you. So, like I said, I'll send you that kind of preamble. That I'll type it up quickly. That there's some questions that maybe will help you challenge yourself and kind of where to focus your thoughts, hopefully, and get the ideas flowing on paper. So, that's your homework for in between our next call. Is to kind of write these vision, write these goals, and then on my arrows there's also there's a homework to start kind of thinking about writing a declaration, and that information is on there. So. If no one has any questions or comments or want to share anything else about the last kind of 6 weeks, I guess we're wrapping up. It's 12 o'clock noon, so it was an hour phone call. So I know some of us got shifts to lead and it's your days off, so enjoy that. But if there's anything else before that, feel free to jump on the line. Otherwise, I hope you all have an awesome 2 weeks and the best of luck with your writing your visions and goals. And like I said, and like I always say, let me know if you need anything in between these calls or if you have any questions. But I'll quickly type up that thing and I'll send it to you. But if there's nothing else, then thanks so much for sharing. I hope you're enjoying this journey and this process, and we're almost done. So have a great couple weeks.
Thanks, Cody. You too, man. Have fun.
Have fun.
Oh.
Thank you.